Okay, welcome back. In this quick update video, I'm going to show you what the new After Effects has in terms of the workflow for how to track footage and keep the tracking data so that you can work with it in After Effects. It's a little different, but it actually makes things a little easier as well, so it's definitely a good improvement. So while making your way through the rest of the course, just keep that in mind so that you're able to continue to work if you're using the latest version of After Effects. And as a reminder, you can always replay this lesson and reference it as you need it. All right, so we have the boat layer here. I'm going to click on the layer, go up to Animation, and then Track in Boris FX Mocha. So now how After Effects has set it up is it is in the Effects window, and in order to launch the Mocha program, you just simply click Mocha. And then Mocha will open. Now I prefer to work within the Classic view, so you're going to want to set it to Classic to follow along. Everything else you'll learn in the next lesson is pretty much exactly the same. So for now, I'm just going to go through this very quickly. So essentially, you just grab the X-spline. You make a whole bunch of points on the area that you'd like to track. And you can clean them up a little bit if you'd like. And then down here, I like to pick a high pixel mount. Now, because this is more of a flat object going across the screen, it doesn't get bigger, it doesn't rotate. I'm actually just going to take off shear, rotation, and scale. I'm going to keep it to translation only for that reason. And then I'll change it to a small motion because it's pretty consistent. It moves across the screen in a small way. And then since we are on the first frame, we're going to go to the far side here and track forwards. As you'll see, it is currently tracking as this is running across the screen. And once it's done, we'll have our tracking data that we can go back and use in After Effects. So from there, what we're going to do is click File, Save Project, and then we're going to close. Now, because it's built into the plugin here, if we click Mocha, it'll still open up back to, if we click the layer here, the tracking data that we just closed. So just like in the next lessons, we will create a null object. And then this will be used as the control layer for the tracking data. Then we're going to click on our boat layer, and then we're going to go up to the effect within the effect controls panel. Because we're not working with a matte, instead we're working with tracking data, we will just open up this. And then at the bottom, we have export options. So right now it's corner pin. We just want to set that to transform. Then under the layer export to, we will go to none, and we're going to choose null. And then just before we hit apply, we need to go up to create track data. And it's a little confusing, but this little panel window comes up. It may be hard to see, but underneath this little gear, you can click, and that will enable this layer. When you click on OK, it has now created the tracking data for this, but we have not applied it to the null layer yet. So you can see here under Effects that all of the tracking data exists, but it currently isn't doing anything. So in order to get it to appear on the null layer, the last stage is simply to apply the export. And now you'll see when you go into here, the transform data has been applied. And that is the new way of working with Mocha inside After Effects. So instead of, like you'll see in the next few lessons, copying the information after you track into Mocha, you simply can just use it inside the panel window here. So again, you can reference this lesson as you need when you're progressing through the rest of the course. And then just to finalize this, for example, let's just create a text layer. Okay, I've placed it where I'd like it. And then you simply go to the boat and you attach it to the null layer. This way, the null is controlling the text layer. So if we scrub through, you'll see that it now tracks perfectly with our boat. So as I said before, when you're tracking data in newer versions of After Effects, this is the way to bring the tracking data from Mocha into After Effects. So reference this video as you need when progressing through the rest of the course.